And women must weep. Okay, so first let's talk about the background and historical context for this short story. So, the writer was in fact a woman, Ethel Florence Robertson, who wrote under the name of Henry Handel Richardson. This is significant as it shows that she felt that her work would not be fairly appreciated if the publishing world and the public knew that the author was a woman, thus reflecting the sexist attitudes prevalent within the 1930s Australia, which is the time period where this short story is set in. Women in this time had singular roles and futures where the main objective was to find a husband to look after them. To find a suitable partner, young women would often go to a community dance with a chaperone and would keep a dance card where young men would write their name down to book the lady out for a dance. The majority of the action in the story takes place in a community dance, and in this setting, we see the sexist attitudes of the society that this story is based on. So, the deeper meaning. Women were judged only by their appearance, not for their intelligence or their personality. They are meant to be passive and submissive, and their aim in life is to please men. We see this as the women are put on sale and objectified in the dance. Themes. So first we have the theme of humiliation. Dolly starts off hopeful and the reader empathizes with her when she starts off in this way because she then faces one rejection after another and ends the evening crying until she could cry no more. And so the process of putting oneself forward to be attractive to a member of the opposite sex comes across as being cruel and torturous. And then we have the theme of importance of looking attractive. Clearly, nobody wants to dance with Dolly because they do not find her attractive enough. And likewise, however, although we do empathize with her, she also rejects a young man because she perceives him as being ugly and lanky. So she also notes that the men ask girls to dance who aren't even that pretty, and that's something she says, reflecting her own prejudicial attitudes towards physical appearance. So she is not presented as a complete victim in this story. And then we have the theme of sexism. Young women are expected to be pretty, passive, and submissive. They are only judged based on their appearance, nothing else. And this is frustrating to Dolly, who is portrayed as unattractive to the men, and so therefore she is judged as being unworthy of their attention. Style of writing. So we have the reference to temperature throughout the story, and we see that Dolly's temperature rises, showing the stress of the moment and the situation that she finds herself in. We also have long paragraphs and sentences to draw out the agony of the moment. Description of clothing. So as the evening progresses, Dolly's dress becomes more and more tatty, which is symbolic of how she feels. At the end, she rips open her dress in distress. So this contrasts to the beginning of the story where she looks at herself in the mirror and at her dress, and she believes that she is beautiful, and it just all goes crashing down from there. And then the title, "And Women Must Weep," links to the final moment in the story and sums up the author's view that women have little choice in life as they must conform to their set and sad roles. Characters. So we have the central protagonist, Dolly. Through the name choice, the author defines the roles expected of young women to be that of a doll, someone who is pretty, smiling, and passive. She undergoes a transformation through the story, starting off positive and with a good confidence in her appearance, but then she feels utterly dejected and miserable at the end. Interestingly, she observes the same prejudices towards appearances as she experiences herself. So she does not necessarily come across, therefore, as thoroughly likable. And while we are encouraged to empathize with her, we do not feel sorry for her completely, because she also is quite prejudiced towards other people. And then we have Aunt Cha. She is quite bossy, but only acts out of the best interests of her niece, as she is fully aware of the way society works, and this contrasts to Dolly's naivety at the beginning. She makes a strong effort to get Dolly to the ball and also to find a partner for her while they're there. She's dressed in black and with greying hair, and Dolly is envious of her because she is not under the pressure to find a partner and can do and be just as she likes. So through this, the author reinforces the idea that there are very set roles for women: to be married or to be a spinster. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope that was helpful.